the PHNX.
Did that just go off?
Yes, it did. Well,
no, it's.
I don't know. Who knows?
Max is littering.
Oh, Discount Jake's about to kick it off. No, he doesn't litter. I mean,
it is dollar beer night.
Listen, we drink our sorrows away, baby. Welcome into the PHNX Rising post-game show. Phoenix Rising, goodness gracious, Carlos Harvey scores a goal, 80th minute. We're looking good. We're feeling good. It's a shit game, and you make a goal happen out of nothing. You feel like you're gonna get the win, and then at the absolute death, 5 minutes into stoppage time, Indy 11 equalizes. Here we are now. Phoenix Rising dropped to 5th place with San Diego Loyals win. It's a tough night after a tough performance. I'm Max Simpson. With Owen Evans. Dude, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
It does. I feel as though the atmosphere here at the final whistle was just weird, right? Man. You went down there with me, were you?
I was on the south end.
About it to a lot of people, right, as we were standing there waiting for the post-game interviews. Everything just felt weird, flat, like the crowd at that point had been silenced, at least in the south end with the south end, right? Yeah. Yes, they keep going, but as the final whistle went, it was just weird. The atmosphere on the pitch, the players, I don't know. Everything just was janky. Problem is, it is, as Scott is saying in the chat there, a fair result, right? It's a fair result, I think, in terms of Rising didn't necessarily deserve to win that game, although they didn't deserve to drop points in the way that they did, I don't think. And we can get into that a little bit more, I'm sure, as the show progresses. But it was... I mean, at halftime, I was saying it was anti-football, right? What we were watching was abysmal. Yeah.
Yeah,
people are telling us to talk louder. Apparently, we're quiet.
Okay, I can talk louder. Oh, this is better. I can talk way louder. I can yell after that game. Sports. No, it's... man.
Max, are you? What have you?
I've blown a gasket. That's what happened. No, a match like this, right? You look at the performance. You look on the team that they're playing, and all the pregame hype and everything was a solo and everyone coming back and okay, but this is Rising's team, and just you feel like, especially on dollar beer night, this was just going to be one of those games where it's like, okay, it's open ended. There's teams that are going to take it to each other. Like there's going to be something happen. And we just didn't see that from either side at all.
No.
At any point consistently during this match.
No, it felt like a really weird game. It was very much, in a lot of ways, I think, a battle of tactics.
Yes.
And it was a game that was fought in the trenches in midfield more than one that was won or lost in particular by opportunities in front of the goal. It was weird. Very, very weird. And you look at that first half, you look at what they managed to create, and it added up to a whole lot of nothing, to be perfectly frank. A couple of moments, maybe, especially later in the half, very end of the half, maybe you get to that point whereby you're watching it and you think that Phoenix Rising are able to give them another few minutes, maybe they'll find a goal. That's not what happens. Maybe you're watching it, you wonder, maybe they do like they did against Detroit. No. Look, I see Albert saying about wanting to know what Juan has to say about this game. I'll give you a brief kind of rundown of what the main things we took out of that post-game interview was. We heard Juan saying that he felt like they wasted that first 45 minutes. Look, we know it wasn't good enough. We could all see with our own eyes it wasn't good enough. They make some subs. They make some tactical changes in the second half. Yes, they're showing some good signs. They're able to be flexible. They're able to make those changes as the game progresses. You see moments where you get things like Darius Formella, of course, playing out wide, something we haven't really seen him doing with this Phoenix Rising team, even though he's done it in the past with others. And they shouldn't have given it away in the way that they did at the end. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a fair result on reflection. Juan said he thought that the result was a fair result on reflection overall, because Rising had effectively lost the first half, to be perfectly frank. And that was the message, right? The message was that they can't go into these games, especially now as the games get more and more important as we go along, and concede the first half in the way that they did. They can't go in and fail to create chances and fail to take the game to the opposition in the way that they did in that first half. It was just poor. It was a poor first half that ultimately led to a pretty rough result in the end, it feels. Even though Indy have had a pretty good away record, to be honest, this season.
Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a really weird match result mixed with an even weirder performance, one that's just kind of uncharacteristic for really most of this team's unbeaten run. Here's the thing. The team technically stretches their unbeaten run now to 6. It just feels like a really weird way to continue that streak, especially knowing what happened with the San Diego Loyal match as well, them coming back, something that...
We'll get into that later.
I know we will. But I do want to shout out everyone in the chat, right? Everyone joining us.
Up on there right now.
Oh no.
Hello, we back. Hello.
Sports?
There we go.
Both of us, yeah. Okay.
People have we've found.
Okay.
We've been found.
Okay. Apparently I'm not allowed to thank the chat. Thank you, Albert, for keeping me humble. Yeah, no, we're not showing feet. This is especially not the night for that. It's never the night, but certainly not a night like this. Can't believe that even needs to be said on this poach match.
Max is buying margaritas. And they're on his socks.
I'm not showing feet.
He can't get them high enough. He can.
Margarita socks, baby. That's the closest to feet you guys are gonna get. Gosh, let's look at by the numbers. Let's look at the numbers. Doesn't really I guess it kind of doesn't tell this game, right? It's 1-1. XG, I don't even know how the hell we get that close, but 1.05 XG for Phoenix Rising, 0.40 for Indy 11. Possession, pretty 50-50, 53% for Rising, 47% for Indy 11. Shots, 14 shots for Phoenix Rising, 9 for Indy 11, but it don't matter because both teams had 3 shots on goal apiece. Yeah, man, just a stymie kind of game. And, you could say for Rising that they played, some chunks in Indy 11's, half, final third, all that stuff, but it just never really felt like it just registered as much,
Yeah. Look, it was... I think we need to talk a little bit about the stats as well and break them down as we lost it again. We need to break down some of those stats looking...
Shit. Oh, boy.
Oh, no, that split is fucked. Can you hear us now? I think we can.
It's a metaphor.
All right. We've managed to work back, I think, a little bit, even if we are working on one microphone. We love it.
Yeah, this is gonna be something. This is just absolutely appropriate for the match we just watched. Why not? Our mic's cut out. Can't stop us, but here we go.
Yeah, I know. Well, look, what I was saying here and the way I'd kind of approach this one is let's look at how overall I think Rising did in terms of the second half. I think is a really good kind of split on this one. The first half, Indy 11, 7 shots to Rising's 4, but the second half, Rising have 10 shots, Indy 11 have 2, and the 2, that second one is the one that goes in the back of the net. Look, it's Rising had control of the game in the second half. The problem, they couldn't really convert them. They couldn't turn those opportunities into, honestly, real goal-scoring opportunities. For all their possession, for all their dominance, yeah, they were poking a little bit, but they didn't manage to really threaten, I think, all that much. Only 2 shots on target in the end, one of which, again, is the goal in that second half. So I don't know. I feel as though just a night of somewhat squandered opportunities on Rising's end, or squandered potential opportunities more on Rising's end. And then at the very end of the game, Indy managed to nick it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of really
Equalizer, at least.
Yeah, no, I think right. Like you kind of mentioned, like squandered potential opportunities. There weren't even a ton of like clear cut opportunities that were even there to be squandered. So I think it's kind of your point of that build up. We have seen this team again, and I hate saying it, but it kind of gives you the same kind of vibe, the feeling of like how this team had, performed at different parts of the beginning of the season where, okay, it's a lot of side to side. There's not a bunch of pressing balls. There weren't a ton of clear cut opportunities. Then you're kind of hoping for maybe a follow up the box or something off a set piece. And you just didn't really see that coming. I mean, again, the goal came from they just started throwing numbers forward and they kind of just overwhelmed Indy 11. And then you have that late corner in the game, and that's just how it crumbles, man. It's unfortunate. Again, not really indicative of how they've been playing their last handful of matches. So I don't want to say you just write this one off because you certainly don't, but you just hope that, hey, this is definitely not within the trend of matches they've been playing recently. This has not been the run of form. And while it is the match on Breeden streak, continues, you don't want it to be this way, but you just hope this performance is definitely kind of out of the blue. I'm curious, right? Because I know we should just get out of the way, I guess, after this type of performance. We do have our man of the match.
Give me an ad.
Oh, hold on. It's
gotta speak about something in the second segment.
What's that? Oh my gosh, you're hijacking me. You want an ad? Give me an ad. You know what I want? You're drinking a particular beverage on there, and while they're not a partner, I know you can get them. Circle K. Circle K has all the darn refreshments. They can really help quench your thirst after a night like this. Mike's broken. Having to work with Owain, it can be a long day, right? It can be a really long day. I'm sorry. You can't be heard. You can't be heard on no.
I gotta stand next to this guy.
Feelings mutual. No, but we're at Circle K. It's gonna make everything worth it with their Inner Circle program. Inner Circle, it's a fun time, fun club for free. Download the Circle K app and join Inner Circle for free. You get first 5 fill-ups, 25 cents off a gallon. First 5 Polar Pops for free, and you get every 6 hot menu item for free as well as a bunch of other fun stuff. Check out Circle K and their Inner Circle program. Again, download it all for free off the Circle K app. Boom. Thank me later. And you can also get some 4 Peaks while you're there as well. Their pumpkin porters, the wows, the kilts. You need some beer after this?
You might need one after that game.
Thank you. It was $1 beer night, but still not complete without some 4 Peaks beverages out there. Some Huawei's, of course. It's not the time for that, but here we go. Check out 4 Peaks on Instagram at the 4 Peaks Pub and at 4 Peaks Brew. And, of course, checking out at their East Street Pub with all the great beers out there. You must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. What do you want?
No, give me the mic a minute. Give me the mic. Devin says Owain ad reads are better.
He's just petty.
He just said that my ad reads are better, Max.
I'm not going to take the advice of one person.
He said my ad reads are better.
Listen, this is some advice for PHNX Rising. When people insult your ad reads, when people insult PHNX Rising, you just keep on going. You get back up, and you keep on going again. That's what I'm going to take from this. Don't you shrug your shoulders. Don't encourage that behavior. All right, anyway, let's talk right. It's hard to find some bright spots, I guess, given the result and how this unfolded. But as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, we know there was a man of the match we did have to name for this match. It is Carlos Harvey, right? Goals change games. As they say, 1 goal, 0.37 XG on that goal. 3 chances created. 9 out of 12 duels won. He won. He led the team in both duels attempted and duels won. As well as chances created. He won in that. He won in tackles. He was literally all over the place as he does, right? We haven't seen him in this starting role quite a bit, so it's nice to see him there doing Carlos Harvey-esque things. And like I said, goals change matches. Unfortunately, his was not the decisive one, but the man does what he does, and he made a difference, especially with no Renzo Zambrano. Kind of a little different look in the midfield, but I still think midfield was humming and doing their thing for as much as they could, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, it was a forced change, right? Yeah. But I think we all expected it somewhat anyway, that Carlos Harvey was probably being rested earlier in the week. He was going to have a more impactful chance later down the line. But look, he stepped up as he has for most of this season, right? I think it's fair to say that for large chunks of this season, Carlos Harvey has been one of, if not the best player on this team. Carlos Harvey really a step above some of the other players here. I think when you're looking at guys like
tall. He's literally tall, like step above. Keep on going.
I'm just gonna stand here and cringe. But when you look at guys like Carlos Harvey, you look at Danny Trejo. I think they're players that I will not be surprised if I was to see them playing in the top flight next season. It would not shock me. I think it was widely acknowledged when Carlos Harvey arrived here that the viewpoint on him really was that he was a player who was kind of in that in between, right? He was too good for this league, not necessarily good enough to guarantee that he'd get into an MLS squad. I think every week we watch him play here, I think what you see is someone who is edging further and further upwards in terms of being someone who's a viable candidate for an MLS team next season.
I mean, yeah, right. Again, this isn't revisionist history. This is, in fact, us being broken records. Listen, Carlos Harvey is good at the sport, right? There we go. Thank you. Of course, no, he's someone who he has continually gotten better throughout the season. He's a complete player, right? I mean, right, if you're gonna have any knocks against him, it's the fact that he, is very prone to pick up a yellow card, but a player in his position with the size that he has, kind of an easy target, and it's gonna happen. But right, great passer, guy who's just defending all over the place, and phenomenal chance creator. And this is not the first goal he scored, not by at all. He bags them.
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out as well, actually, someone else there in the midfield, Jose Andres Hernandez, guy who has a pass completion rate tonight of 95.7% on 94 attempted passes. 90 of them are accurate. Okay. To think that you play 94 passes in a game and only 4 of them do not reach their intended target. And it's worth noting, yeah, he plays a little bit deeper on times, right? But this isn't a guy who is just passing it around the back at no real aim, right? This is, if you're going to get that kind of a pass completion rate in midfield, it shows just how much. And I mean, even just looking at the number of passes he's played, I mean, the next highest after him, 70, right? Alejandro Fuenmayor. After that, 61. Rocco Rios Novo. But 94, then you see just how pivotal he is during that in that midfield. He did come back deep quite a bit, but hey, he is comfortable, I think, pretty comfortable on the ball overall. People are arguing here on in the chat. Reese is actually not actually physically present with us right now, by the way. Statlacky Reese is he's got school in the morning.
Yeah, he's a youth. He's a youth. He's a delinquent. No, good lad. He's all right. No, Jose Andres Hernandez.
To be clear, we're not calling Reese a delinquent.
No, I'm totally joking. He's not. No, he's a good guy. No, but Jose Andres Hernandez. I think he's like a player who, right? We say this even if he's playing farther back, he's always a guy going to progress the ball forward, and just he doesn't play negatively, and especially on a night like this where Rising needed something. Listen, he wasn't always making the probing passes into attackers' feet, but also they just weren't making, I would say, maybe not always the best runs. He is your best opportunity to do so. And listen, you have a gluttony of wealth and that midfield position. You have Renzo Zabrowni, you have Carlos Harvey. Panos can play that number 10. And even, I know Fetty has, in his performances off substitutions at times, has made an impact. Not today in a starting position, which I get. A lot of the chat does not like. But Jose Andres Hernandez has been a player who, if you haven't known by now throughout the course of the season, he's undroppable. In my opinion, yeah, I would imagine in your opinion, as good of a midfield as you can bring in there, he's a guy who he's always going to be in there. He's one of the first guys on the team sheet.
He's answered the call. Yes. Right? That's the key thing. He's answered the call. Again, you wouldn't necessarily know it when you look at him. Small guy, but
big heart. Big heart.
A big Phoenix guy, of course, as well. Shout out Maryville.
Oh, by the way, do you want to actually, the moment at the end before they scored when Indy was threatening, actually kind of like I call this out, and listen, I'm not saying there's anything here, but like, it's kind of crazy how it was Jose Andres Hernandez, Solomon Asante, similar stature, right, and all that stuff, but like, they go in for a challenge. There's a bit they both get up, and they're just like staring each other down, and I'm like, this is like, okay, Rising of past, Rising of current, just kind of like there's no history or anything between them, but it's just like kind of symbolic in a way. And then Indy 11 scored, and that was dashed from my mind. But yeah, there we go.
Yeah. A couple of people I'd shout out here. Dana King coming back from injury, much sooner than expected, to be perfectly honest. I know that Juan previously described him last week as recovering quicker than you'd ever really seen someone recover. Almost as though, to be perfectly frank, he kind of just willed his way through to getting back out here. He makes a late cameo appearance here in this game. And then also you end up with a little bit of an update, on another injury there. And Gabby Torres, not necessarily a good update, right? Similar injury to what we saw with him earlier in the season, not quite as severe, but it would be surprising at this point to see him back really before the playoffs, maybe the week before. And that's best case. So rough news on that front. We'll have to see. We'll have to see with Gabby. I think we may have seen potentially his last start of the season. I don't know. Maybe if they go all the way, maybe you end up getting him easing back in. But it's gonna be tough because unfortunately his potential return to play is going to come right around that tough time where you have to. There's no real room to maneuver in terms of bringing someone back into the squad and getting them back up to full match fitness.
Yeah, right. I think we've said often that when all healthy, the strength of this team is very much within their wing backs and just the plethora of options you have there. And right, Darnell King being back earlier than expected, that's fantastic. But definitely kind of how do you manage minutes there? Bring him back from injury. You, of course, when he's ready to go, you want him to be back in that starting capacity as soon as possible. But yeah, Gabby being out, bringing some new guys into the rotation that maybe haven't been there as consistently as they have been throughout the season. So it's going to be one to manage. Especially down the stretch here, man. There's a good handful of very meaningful matches coming up. And I will say is this. The players can't use this to cope. If you're a Rising fan, you need to cope. I recommend doing it responsibly, checking out some OGs brands. It's going to be a good time. It's going to help you there, right? Especially and not like this. I need a little indica. I need to mellow out, man. That was a tough one. Absolutely tough. I was rising the sativa high, man. Maybe a little fruits edition. Boom, boom, boom. We all watched a movie together as a staff. It was fantastic. I have a little OG. Shout out Bottoms, by the way. No one saw Bottoms. Good movie. OGs was phenomenal on that. But yeah, maybe could have used it after this type of rising match. A little indica, might have recommended them. Creams indica, by the way, phenomenal. But check out OG's brands on Instagram, all the platforms at OG's Brands, and check them out online at ogsbrands.com to check them out at a dispensary near you. Yes, say Lee, very smooth. I'm assuming she's talking about the OGs and the ad transition. You're welcome. All I'll say is this, exclusive here, more news to come. Check out for another OG's PHNX promo code on the way. There you go. That's breaking news.
Coming soon.
Check out our friends at Valley Tap Room as well. We were there. Trivia yesterday.
We finished second. I believe.
Yeah. Hey, man. Top three. We're not going to, doesn't matter that there was 3 teams, but, top 3 nonetheless. And it wasn't 3. It was 2. I did carry the team.
We beat someone.
I did carry the team per usual. I did buy Owain beers for his birthday. What a nice guy. Wait, can you say that again?
He did.
I did what?
He did buy beers.
Wait, who's he?
Max.
Yes, we're going to stitch that together. Huh?
Meanwhile, Sean back here is asking where his beers are, which is a valid question.
Your beers are coming. Okay, he nods. Well, he'll take that answer. What a sucker. Oh, no, but shout out Valley Tap Room. Those people aren't suckers. They're good people. Shout out my man Donald. New bartenders there. They're good people. Yeah, man. Valley Tap Room trivia. Always fun time. Check them out on Instagram at Valley Tap Room and in person off the 202 and Gilbert.
Yeah, no, that was a good time. But you know what's an even better time? I hear.
When you're ready to say cheers, don't forget Max is buying beers.
Did that shit.
Yeah.
You really did that.
Yeah.
That's not going to help the people. We're trying to mourn this loss. This shit, it's not even a loss. It feels like a loss. It was a draw. We don't need to do that.
He's talking. They probably can't hear properly.
No. Okay. PHNX Sports, you're drunk in the chat. I bought Kobe's beer. Okay. Here's the thing. We're going to sell this right now. And for people who are listening on audio, it's probably a horrible medium. And I guess you can't even see because it's my screen. I told people to Venmo me, Venmo request if they want beers. And would you look at that? What the? Oh my gosh. $17 in beers. Who had 17 beers? I just got a Venmo request for $17. You having 17 beers on Dollar Beer Night? I mean, honestly, respect. Do I pay?
Here to drown my 1-1 sorrows.
Hey,
hit pay.
I'm going to pay.
Max just bought someone 17 beers.
You're welcome.
But it's not Sean.
Man, don't say I never did nothing for you. Boom. Confirmed. Absolutely confirmed. You're welcome. Welcome, Jared. There you go. Man, that sucked. Can we go around the USL?
Around the USL. Let me get those score lines for you now as Max does his little dance of some variety.
It was around the USL. It was around the USL.
Around.
Or I went around.
Around. Max is buying around. Miami FC 4, Louisville City 3, Birmingham Legion 1, Memphis 901 1, Sacramento Republic 0, New Mexico United 0,
Rats.
Monterey Bay 2, San Diego Loyal 3.
In a box, you know?
Yeah, okay. So we need to talk about that last game there. For much of that game, Monterey Bay leading. They took the lead in the 23rd minute. Sam Gleadle, they doubled the advantage in the 37th minute.
Sam Gleadle, former Reno 1860 FC.
There we go. He had to check that one off the bingo card. Also a Valley native of sorts.
Yeah,
Moved here as a kid.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Gilbert. San Diego claw one back in the 44th minute, right before the break. It's 2-1 before getting 2 goals in the 90th and the 93rd minutes. To turn that one around at Cardinale Stadium, they end up taking all 3 points. That means, as of tonight, Rising level on points with...
No. Above that. Sorry, Edward's comment. Edward's comment. Max is my favorite.
Why are we doing this, guys? So the comment here, I emphasize this. The comment here, Max is my favorite, then Owain, then me on 500 milligrams of OGs, then Emma, then Reese. Emma just staring at us because she hears her name.
Edward, if you are on 500 milligrams of OGs, brother, are you okay? Are we okay here? Emma, you are ranked 4th in this, by the way.
On 5 milligrams of OGs, then Emma, then Reese. Wait, why?
It's Edward. It's what he does.
But me on 5 milligrams of OGs?
No. Him. No. Edward on 500 milligrams of OGs.
Oh.
He likes himself on 500 milligrams of OGs before he likes you, is what he's trying to say. It's nothing personal. It's Edward. Can't respond.
Hey, at least you like yourself.
Hey, we love. That's a good message. That's a great message.
Self-image, important. Very critical. Self-image. Feel good about yourself.
Self-image and self-confidence.
It's self-love.
Self-love.
Hey, man. Hey.
We're taking the positives we can get from this game because there weren't many on the field, right? But yes, that result does mean here we don't want to talk about the game, says Albert. Great. You're not wrong. Discount Jack as well. We're rebranding him. But that result means that Rising now, by virtue of being level on points with San Diego Loyal, but not holding the head-to-head tiebreak, San Diego Loyal have overtaken Phoenix Rising tonight. Rising dropped down to 5th place. So just below that line that would get them a first round home game. Albert wants Discount Jack, I think. Discount Jack. You've been requested by the chat.
Discount Jack.
He's coming.
He's coming.
He's not going to like being called Discount Jack, but he's Discount Jack now.
Jack.
The chat has redubbed you as Discount Jack now. How do you feel?
Why have we added a CK and where'd my ego?
It was in the chat.
It was in the chat. I don't know. It's probably a typo.
Who botched my name?
Albert. Discount Jack.
I'll take Discount Jake. I don't mind that.
Yeah. You can't walk away with the mic. It's the only mic we're running on at the moment.
Jesus. All right. Well, you guys are.
No, he's Jake.
All right. Well, here, I'll give you my quick thoughts. Obviously, everyone's in a good mood now. What about, I don't know, half hour ago, 45 minutes ago? I think Juan said it best post-game in that this is a game that, yes, they made mistakes. They wasted 45 minutes in the first half, which was almost every single match in the beginning of the year. So we've come a long way to where we've expected this team to win these type of games. But what Juan said post-game was we need to learn from the mistakes we made tonight so that they don't hurt us when we get to the postseason. And I think that is the biggest thing, because yes, they win tonight. They're in third place for the time, but being where they are now, they still have an opportunity to host. Even if they don't host, you're getting to play these teams that are going to be playoff teams, right? For the most part, I don't think New Mexico's going to end up making it, but you're getting quality minutes. You're getting players that are like in my opinion, Panos should. I would like to see Panos play every minute if he can. He can't. Guys that you 3 games in a week. Panos has one of the highest work rates on the team, via stats that I've been given. And Juan said it. You have to have the depth go in through. Varela's got to get his playing time. I would like to maybe see Cuello maybe get some more playing time. He's kind of been lost in the team. I know he's had some injuries. But yeah, he's another player that I would like to see get some form. Good to see Darnell come back tonight, after picking up that knock, and we thought he would be out a little longer. I haven't read anything that's going on in there. Your reactions say otherwise.
I'm sorry.
You've now been named discount captain Jack Anderson.
I mean, if we're talking about Captain and Cokes, I'll take it. But yeah, tonight was obviously a dropped result. Would have loved to see the 3 points. Would have just. But I mean, what are we at now? 6 unbeaten, 4 wins out of 6,
Yep.
7 points in 8 days. A month ago, we would have said you were out of your mind if this was the form that they were in. They're catching form at the right time. The system is working. Everything is coming to fruition at the right time. I'm hoping that this can go on. It's crazy. There's only 4 matches left in the season. And hopefully there's 8 at the end of all of it.
Hopefully at 8 with a win in the very last one. Yeah.
Or a draw and a penalty shootout victory.
Draw and that would do the job as well.
Sure.
Well,
real quick, are we still on the streak that Rising hasn't won a knockout match in 90 minutes, or did that...
No, that ended last year and this year as well. They did it in the Open Cup. Last year they did it against New Mexico in the Open Cup in 90 minutes.
What about USL Championship playoffs?
The last time that Rising won a USL Championship playoff game in 90 minutes. They didn't do it last year. No, it would have been Orange County if it's 2018.
Right, fine.
The conference final. They didn't in 2019. They didn't in 2020. They didn't in 21, and they didn't play in the playoffs last year. Yeah, the last time Rising won a shout out to Lonnie Soccer is boring in the chat, but the last time that Rising won a USL Championship playoff game in 90 minutes was in 2018. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that changes. And I'm sure we'll see, depending on opponents, we'll see a low block from a lot of teams, and especially it could be different though if they're on the road. How do you play differently? We don't know who they're playing yet. Are they playing OC? Are they playing San Antonio? Are they?
As well, Emma's trying to give us a message here. Emma, I think you'll find it's 3 little birds with "Don't Worry About a Thing." Okay, she's giving us 2, but
I love that song.
yeah. Okay. All right. I think we'll thank you to discount captain Jack Anderson there. I think we're coming towards a close now, Max, aren't we?
Well, I mean, if Emma, who's not even producing, had her way, Emma now has made her on-screen debut earlier in the day, and she's now just thriving.
She did a whole post-game show when you were gone. She did.
Oh, she did. Oh! Oh my! Oh my! Dude, your illusion just shattered.
Did you forget that?
Tell the people. Tell the people.
I might be a couple drinks in. I might have forgotten.
Earlier today when you were sober.
Was I sober?
Thanks, Emma. Right. We move on, I think.
Jeez, as much as we can, man. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Everyone's saying bye to Jack. Everyone's saying chaos. Saley's just laughing uncontrollably. That sums it up. Appreciate everyone, especially.
People are saying show peg as well, which I'm guessing is
Show-
be like
Is that the pirate version of feed?
Yeah.
Well, so now you're asking
Jack
discount Jack Anderson to show a peg. Yeah, he's looking at us weird. He's looking at you, chat, weird. That's not gonna happen. No, we're not asking what kind of peg. That's not what we ask around here. We don't ask. Okay, Owen's out. Yeah. Yikes.
the plane, man.
Lags and the plane.
Land the plane.
Shout out the diehards in the chat. Appreciate you guys being great diehards. You guys want to become a diehard yourself? Check out the PHNXLocker.com. You get a free shirt upon joining. A free shirt every year of your membership, and you get fun opportunities. We were hidden in the Discord during the show. Apparently, by the way, you can put it this way: you can only get access to the Discord. Someone DM me on Instagram asking about feet, okay? And I share that screenshot only in the Discord. That's where you get that type of action. If you're a diehard, no, there's no only toe. There is no only toe. That's not a thing. No amount of super chats can get us to that level. But yes, become a diehard. PHNXLocker.com. Become a diehard today. Super easy, super fun. We are definitely landing the plane now. Thank you, everyone, for joining the PHNX Rising postgame show. This was absolutely something. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, 6 p.m. No, not feed pics. Just someone trying to get me to send feed pics, but join the Discord nonetheless. Yeah, check us out on Twitter at PHNX__Rasmus. Is double the underscore.
Double the. I'll leave it up to you guys to work that one out.
Double the. What are we doubling? What are we doubling? Anyone?
That was very. Emma was very excited shouting double the underscore, double the fun. Tonight's game was, of course, not fun, but we make it fun after the game.
Double the equalizes at the death?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Shoot. Yeah, it's come out better against the pass.
Right,
So you can follow me on Twitter at Max David Simpson. You can follow this noggin head on Twitter at OG Evans 18. It's a beautiful game, way more beautiful when that shit doesn't happen. Laters. Bye-bye.